with MakingStarWars.net.
Hello, I'm Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net, and today I'm joined by Sketchcraft and the Australian Emperor, the Spreezy X. That Spreezy the X.
The 10th, yeah.
How are you guys doing, guys?
Yeah,
Everybody doing okay? All right.
All
I put
good.
out I posted the story today, and the news story today is about Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's an exclusive that I got, and so if you don't want any spoilers, once again, I don't know why you're here, but there's going to be spoilers. I put out a little video today, a little 5-minute or so video talking about that Darth Maul story from earlier in the week. And it's complete bullshit. I mean, that's just at the end of the day, I followed that story really closely, and I wanted to make sure that maybe there was something I didn't know. Like, you don't know what you don't know. It's kind of the game that you can play there. And I quadruple checked into the story just to make sure there wasn't some version of Obi-Wan Kenobi that happened that I was on vacation that day and they wrote it in one day. No, It didn't happen. Uh-oh, he's in trouble. But yeah, so anyways, it's not gonna there is no truth to any of that. It's all complete bullshit. You would not remove Luke Skywalker to replace Luke Skywalker with Princess Leia because Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau don't want it to be like The Mandalorian. It doesn't fucking compute. And notice the charlatans who immediately jumped on Twitter. Oh, this is always what I've been hearing too. Don't fucking fall for them either. They are charlatans.
The voices in my head, Jason, they've been telling me the whole time Kathleen Kennedy's trying to ruin everything. She's trying to turn it into GoBots. It's the big GoBot.
Yeah.
It's a long card GoBot game. I know it.
You know what?
They're going to sell it to Paramount Plus.
What's funny about this one, Rob, is it's some of the people who will literally eat the shit out of Kathleen Kennedy's butthole that are the ones who are jumping onto the story too. Oh yeah. The complete ass lickers are up there going like, oh, I always heard this. Oh, it's all coming true. Everything I ever told you in my private Discord. It's a grift. I mean, like I said, the one thing I will say about me, I'll tell you, I don't know. If I don't know something, I'll just tell you I don't fucking know. Okay. And but these people, they think that they have to pretend like they always know everything, and they just become flat out liars, either on purpose or an accident. And one last thing, I'm not trying to point at the writers in the trade. They got a bad source. It happens to everybody. It can happen to anybody. It's completely different than grifting onto somebody's story that isn't true, though.
Yeah,
that's the people we have to deal with on a daily basis in the fandom.
Yeah, I would say I feel sorry for the people that believe them. You know what I mean? Like the people that believe these scoopers and leakers when they talk out of their ass. Like, I feel sorry for them. Like, they believe whatever they say, and they're just talking shit. You know what I mean?
The only person I really truly trust in the whole thing is Bespin Bulletin. Said it like every day right now. After it's been years
or
now.
taste in video games, but sure.
Hey, I'm not gonna. And his style in shoes, I'm not sure about his choice in shoes either.
Still wearing Crocs.
No, thankfully, I don't think he was.
It's like, I got these at Stride Right. What's wrong? Like,
Stride Right stores. Okay. Remember that commercial? They used to do that. Anyways,
when my hair was cut just like this.
I remember like coming home from school. My parents are divorced. Nobody left the snack out for Jason. I'm taking some bread and putting ketchup on bread because that's where we're at in this life. And I'm eating some ketchup and bread, watching Dennis the Menace in the Stride Right ad. Okay, would come on. I was like, I want some of those. Those cakes look pretty cool.
Miracle Whip and mustard, always the go-to for Rob. I'm a savory guy. I like my condiment sandwiches a little savory with a hint of tang.
Hey, Baymax is here. Wasn't sure if you were going to be able to make this one today, but glad to see you, dude.
If they're possible.
Baymax told me to watch a certain movie, so I did in the video earlier today. I did get Hootie Tootie Disco Cutie into the Darth Maul video, and that was for you, Baymax. Love you. James says, been waiting for this video. Hey, guys. What's up, James? Des, damn near shit my pants yesterday when you referenced Gracie Strangler, a pure work of art. You belong with
They're
us
just
here.
pandering. You're just
No.
Des, all you the people that surrounded George on those prequels. All right.
No.
Don't McCall him this show.
No. I just got a message from Bespin Bulletin, and it reads Bespin and Jason at the same time. Squirt Central. Yeah. I'm gonna write. Yeah, boy.
I used to tell George I loved Flash Gordon, and then he made me producer. Thanks, Story McCollum.
So after we read our article, we'll go over to Bespin Bulletin and we'll see what the Bespin dropped, because Bespin, like I said, Bespin's on the Cassian beat. I feel like we're two beat cops, and he's on the Cassian beat. He's like, what are you doing out here, Cassian? You know there's a curfew. You're not supposed to be out here past 8 p.m. And then he's just beating the shit out of Cassian and getting the info. All right. So here we go.
Oh,
am I doing it right, Janet? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right, Janet? Yeah, you know what that means if you saw The Greasy Strangler, the best movie ever made. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I watched it with Max last night. We watched half of it. We're going to watch the second half tonight. And Max is loving it. Okay. People are saying. Anyways, exclusive Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi about that Clone Wars flashback. Hero with no fear. One of the most exciting elements about the announcement of Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi is the return of Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader. Oh yeah, fun game. Can you spot today's typos? If you're a Star Wars The Clone Wars fan like I am, your hopes began to rise a little. Will we see the Clone Wars in live action somehow? It's pretty obvious they did not get Hayden back unless they planned to show his face somehow. We will get Darth Vader in his Bacta tank, but we had that in Rogue One, a Star Wars story with no Hayden. So we can make some pretty educated assumptions as to why they would bring back the Anakin actor to play Darth Vader. Okay, so, oh yeah, and I have a little link here to that story about who's all playing Darth Vader. So, training for round 2. Excuse me. The first fight with Darth Vader does not go so well for Obi-Wan Kenobi. He has to fall back, regroup, and reorganize his thoughts. Darth Vader is an unstoppable beast in this story, and it's not going to be beneficial for Kenobi to just match him in intensity. That's something that you kind of learn in life, right? When you're dealing with the savage, you can't just match their intensity, or they're going to win.
Yeah.
I'm dying, guys. I can't finish the story.
No one can match Macho Man's savage personality, right?
Oh, yeah. Here we go. The Sith Lord.
There you go, Chris.
The Sith Lord.
Beard.
Around. Yeah.
He's got that similar beard.
Obi-Wan Kenobi doesn't have the midi-chlorians, but what he has is the beard. All right,
Cream of the crop.
All right, Obi-Wan looks inward for the answers to stopping Darth Vader, and that is when the flashbacks to Anakin really take center stage. I estimate this is most likely to happen, there's a typo, around the 5th chapter of Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. Why am I coughing? I cannot concretely say how many small flashbacks we will get, but I can tell you this is the main flashback sequence of the series. Oh man, guys. I've waited all day for this and now I'm dying. But yeah. Side note, Max believes in the Greasy Strangler. Max believes.
You know what? You're choking on that Greasy Strangler. You should stop. See what's happening right now?
I need my dog greased. I need it to lubricate my throat.
Yeah.
It says that.
It's not going well.
It's not going well. So anyways, yeah. So the gist of the flashback is a 19-year-old Anakin Skywalker with Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Jedi Temple. The word is Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor are de-aged in these sequences. The flashback is probably just after Attack of the Clones. The Jedi and Padawan are in a training dojo, and Obi-Wan is instructing Anakin on saber techniques. The duo have their lightsabers out and they're sparring. We see them fighting, but as friends. The two trash talk and point out one another's weaknesses as swordsmen while being flashy and dueling. The sequence is lighthearted and fun. It harkens back to a better time. But in that memory, there is crucial data.
High ground?
High ground. From negotiator to tactician. The negotiator. This sequence is ultimately very smart. It is more than just fan service. It serves the story. This memory is Obi-Wan understanding what Anakin understood about Obi-Wan's technique. Obi-Wan is able to figure out what he needs to do to stop Darth Vader and what Darth Vader will probably try to do to him. And then we get onto the quote, I was but the learner, now I am the master, has a different meaning when you consider the context of the fight in the limited series. It seems like Darth Vader understands why he lost that battle by the end of Episode 4, A New Hope. The irony is Darth Vader is probably obsessed with how to beat Kenobi after the limited series, but Kenobi has moved beyond it. He had Qui-Gon and abilities a hopeless Sith could never learn. Before any of that, Vader probably had planned, was put into execution. Kenobi vanished into thin air on the Death Star. So he has these ideas of what he's going to do, and then he just disappears. Ha! Doesn't matter. You're going on the wrong path, Anakin. So and then I woke one last night. I gotta fix this, guys. I gotta fix this. I gotta stop trying to do these before the show. Yeah, it's just not working out. One last thing, I cannot confirm or deny Kenobi and Skywalker actually wear Clone Wars armor. The fact that they're in a Jedi Temple dojo makes me think it is unlikely. And that's what I know, guys. We have a dojo. They're fighting. They're trash talking each other. And in that trash talk, we end up seeing them go to war as friends. And it's fun. It's lighthearted. He's telling him, like, you do this wrong. And he's telling him, you do that wrong. But
we're finally getting that Matrix moment George hinted at back at the MTV Music Awards in 1999.
Right?
Right? We're going to get that little, but you think, well, that's, you think that sand you're breathing in right now? So, it actually is. It's everywhere. Like, but yeah, it's dope. I just hope there's a high ground moment. Yeah. It's one of those things that comes out of fucking nowhere in the third film. And I'm like, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul had the high ground in The Phantom Menace. I don't know if you remember when he was way up there and you're way down there. Like, so. Yeah. And he stood there and waited for you to flip and then hit him. So.
Well, yeah, a lot of people want to know if they wear the Clone Wars armor, but seems to me like there's no need to in the Jedi Temple, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense to wear it.
It doesn't really make sense that they would. I mean, I guess you could have justified it by having them wear it and say, we're going to be wearing this stuff. Like the idea would be, we're going to be wearing this stuff out in the battlefield. Yeah. Better start wearing it while we train. So that could very well be the case. But when I've asked about it, I have never gotten it yet. I have never been told that's what's happening.
You might remember this. Is this a Mandela effect? Am I imagining this? Wasn't there a piece of Macquarie like Jedi art that was done after the movies? Like maybe it was for Jedi or something. But there was something where like it was really kind of angular, but they were like training. It was like a Jedi training thing. I just remember looking at that. And I gotta find it. I know. I didn't imagine it, but I remember seeing it going like, why was it was in the post episode 1, like a little bit of the that time when Kurtz did the interview with like IGN or whatever it was, right?
Okay.
And like I remember seeing that, like they said, oh, Macquarie would have come on to do, his concept of a Jedi room or something, that training thing. And if that does exist, someone let me know if I'm imagining it. But if it does, I wonder if they still have that stuff, if that will look like that. I mean, I'll tell you right now, if it looks like that, I'll tell you the minute I see it. That's the shit,
Yeah. Well, what I found to be interesting about it, and I didn't want to overstep the boundaries of the article and get into speculation where I may just be completely wrong. But remember in the Clone Wars, there was a flashback moment where we see the Grand Inquisitor when he's a Jedi. We see, or in Rebels, we see like who he was when he was the guy with the Jedi police with the yellow lightsabers, and he's in like an environment that looks very much like a dojo. And I'm kind of wondering if maybe we're going to see the Grand Inquisitor's backstory in some way told in this, or if it's the same place and they're just doing like a callback. And if you watch all the Star Wars, it's very interesting that one place ends up being so important to this era. This place from back, Jedi Temple, this one room ends up having all of these really pivotal moments because, that I could be wrong, but I think it's the same set.
Have we ever seen a training montage of like master and apprentice fighting with sabers? I don't think we have on film, have we? Like, that would be pretty cool to see that. Like,
live action. In live action, I mean, Luke Skywalker and Grogu stuff might be, and then they tried to do it in The Empire Strikes Back. They had these metal beams that Yoda would like levitate, and then Luke had to cut in half. It's in the Marvel comics still. I think you can see the cutscene on the 2011 edition of the Blu-ray. It was like a fabled scene for years. Did they film it? Like, we didn't know for years. 2011 Blu-ray had it. And but you could see like they just couldn't make the bars fly through the air right. And it just didn't work. So all the saber stuff was cut from Empire. And it's kind of always been a bit of a mystery.
We've seen Darksaber training.
Fair enough. We do, yeah.
Right? I mean, we've seen it.
We do, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. You think we're going to see little Grogu in the IG-11 with the Darksaber? Because if Mando can't use it for a time, IG-11 could probably pick it up.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
I always thought that was more of a Force reference than a physical weight reference, but
you're probably right. I mean, it's
Thor's hammer. If you're worthy or not to pick it up or not.
Yeah. So I'm curious if everyone is going to. I don't know what the story. If I'm bringing the good news or if I'm bringing the bad news,
bad news.
Really, you think so?
I think people want to see that armor, but I still think it's gonna be cool. Like,
I mean,
you're wearing like Japanese samurai training, like outfits. Who knows? But
I think they're just wearing their like Jedi underclothes. Is what I think it is. And like
they're like Mormon onesies, they're like
magic underwear.
They got little Yoda, they got little underoos, they got little Yoda faces on there. I asked Joe Johnston to develop that, but he said fuck no. Like, so we just had to go with Doug Chang. He was willing to do it. He grew up with underoos, so. Yeah.
James Washington asks, is Deborah Chow directing all episodes? I believe she is. I believe.
Take that, James.
I believe she says it's Chow time. She directs it all. So.
James, it's not really them directing it. It's the secret cabal. It's the deep state directing Boba Fett. I could never. He made me just question all sorts, like, why even have a director credit then if no one really directed it? Like, I don't understand.
We all direct.
He got me real nihilistic about directing after James takes on all that. I'm like, he's a jazz guy. He knows stuff. So I may be stupid.
I'm looking forward to seeing the episode 2 Obi-Wan mullet again, if it's that era.
And it'll be nice to see him have the real beard, not that fake one they put on him in the elevator. Or would it be great if he shaved and then they put the digital beard on him to make it timeline accurate, since it takes place right before Attack of the Clones? Right?
Yeah. Well, that's like Ewan is asking a really good question. Ewan, you were in the show. Why don't you just tell us? You mean you filmed it? Why don't you just tell me? It's interesting that Jim Beam or Jabim is. Are we going with it's called Jabim? Are we going with Jabim? Jibim?
Well, we had two eyes. Right? So it's Jabim.
WNBC. Okay.
Paul Giamatti is the voice of Jabim.
It's interesting that Jabim is in this since it was the site of a major Clone Wars battle in the old EU. Do you think a flashback with Anakin Obi-Wan in the battle can be ruled out? Once again, like I can't know what I don't know. So I can't, but I've been told that the story I put out today is the main. And here's what else I find interesting. And here's where you may be onto something. And I'm willing to go down the rabbit hole telling you that this is speculation that I don't actually completely know.
Roger Rabbit Hole.
Well, remember how yesterday I was talking about O'Shea Jackson's character and about how he's like part of this like, humanitarian effort by what's going to become a foundational probably component of the rebellion? Well,
SIC, not SICK.
yeah, that is on that planet. It is when, and it is that I believe is probably the 5th chapter. And I've been told they fight in chapter 4, 5, Kenobi recovers, 6, they go back to fight. So I believe, I could be wrong, but I think in episode 5 we have Alderaan and we have Jabim. Whatever it's called in it. So I think we're gonna have Kenobi going to that planet, and when he goes to that planet, maybe he does remember something of he and Anakin, and maybe there is a battle sequence in that moment. Maybe there is one, but there also could just be a line of, Anakin and I were here during the Clone Wars or whatever. And then he starts thinking back, and then he goes back to the temple memory where he figures out how he's going to beat him. But see, the thing is that it, like, as fans, there's all kinds of things that I want, but ultimately what the story needs and what the story wants becomes the most important thing. Like, you could whiteboard a bunch of stuff and go like, we want this. We got that with Boba Fett, and I don't think it led to a great story structure. And in this,
except the Boba Fett story, like that's the one thing they didn't whiteboard,
right? Yeah, everything around it. It was like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree with a bunch of great ornaments, right?
With a bunch of shirt tails. Where the fuck's this Peanuts game? What's with shirt tail? I'm just fine cartoon. It's not appropriate.
Yeah. But anyways, so he's on that planet, and then that's when he starts to think back to this stuff, and that's when he starts to figure out how am I going to get him. But it's also where he starts to get his hope back. It's when he starts to, I think his point of view begins to like turn. Obviously, I don't know for certain exactly how that unfolds. Like what are the, I don't know the subtleties of the performance that Ewan McGregor is bringing to it, about how, is it just after episode 4 and with Leia and all of the stuff that happens that, like, and then he sees these people, then he's a new man. I don't know, but he definitely does begin to remember the good times. And I kind of think though that what I was trying to say is that there's things that we want to happen, and there's things that the story needs to happen, how the story needs. And this story needed a flashback that was going to show them in a better time, to show that they used to be allies and friends. Because if you haven't seen Revenge of the Sith in 20 years, you don't remember it, or you're 10 years old and you never saw it. This is where you're going to get that they were homies. You know what I mean?
If you just watch 4 seasons of Clone Wars, you'll get that.
Yeah, I think you should.
All you gotta do is watch 4, any 4. Spend 100 hours watching Clone Wars. Like, all right, man. Like, it'd be nice if we got some of that in live action.
What else? Yeah, but what else are you fuckers doing with your lives? Watch the Clone Wars.
Fortnite.
I watch about this. I do it at the same time. Sometimes I put Fortnite. I put Clone Wars on the iPad, and I watch it. And I play Fortnite on the big TV at the same time. I do that sometimes. But
ADD generation, bro. Like,
oh yeah, I actually can't play video games unless I'm playing with a friend and we're talking. Like me and Bestman will play Fortnite. I could do that, or me and Revenge Guy, and we're just like talking back and forth while we play games, or I got to put like a podcast or a show on. I just
Can't
don't.
play by yourself.
I just don't have. It just doesn't have enough. It's just not. They're interactive. But they're not interactive enough. I need some real AI. I need
I
AI.
don't know if you've witnessed my personality, but there's a few voices up in there, Jason.
Yeah,
They're always keeping me entertained. So I'm good.
they're like telling you that's not how you say Jabim.
Jabim,
Jabim.
Right? It's a me, Jabim mio, right?
Was it the voice that gave us Putin?
Yeah, and oligarchs. Look,
And oligarchs.
That voice is paying off. My wife for years has been like, "What are you doing with this?" I'm like, "One day someone will get it."
Yeah, I get you, Rob. I get you. But yeah. So there's all kinds of things I wanted in the story. I wanted Jar Jar Binks, and I wanted, I wanted Cody and Rex, and I wanted Voss, and I wanted kids. Like, there's all kinds of things I would love to see, but like the more I learn about the story, and I think I really, when you get down to it, like I think I know all that matters to the story, and stuff like that. I can't see where that stuff realistically, logically fits in without slamming the brakes on the forward momentum of a story, and then taking it away. So it's like I get like I want there to be a Clone Wars flashback, and I don't know if that's really even a Clone Wars flashback. In fact, we may see this episode and we may not know if it's Attack of the Clones the day before, the day after. The only way that we're gonna know is if they have different haircuts.
Yeah.
Like did they go to the barber? Oh, begun the Clone Wars have? Well, this old style from back before the Clone Wars needs to go, and they get their haircuts. That's the only thing I could think.
Yeah.
And I was talking to somebody in visual effects about that stuff, and I was just lucky to get confirmed when I was getting confirmed from that avenue. So I was like, do they have different haircuts? And they were just like, I was like, okay, thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Obi-Wan is all bald with the top knot.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And Anakin's got a mohawk.
Nice.
He actually, you know what he has right here? He has now "This is Pod Racing" like shaved into the sides of his head, like the whole thing.
His Sith in play is shaved in the back of his head, dude. I iterate. I get there. You know,
I mean,
the first one, it might be the second.
Yeah, I mean, they could have written a scene where they were going, like, begun the Clone Wars have, everybody's getting their head shaved, doing basic, going to the war and stuff like that. And then they're like, hey, I dare you to get a mullet. And then that's what he got. Actually, he already has the mullet. Never mind. But, but yeah. So, but that's like I said, if there are other little tiny flashbacks that are from different elements or different times of the war and stuff like that, I don't actually know for certain that that's what those are. And that moment that I'm talking about is like the main moment. And I do know that I think that moment might be called Back To. So also prepare yourselves for the possibility that the various flashbacks that we get all take place in this one room, and that we may stressing may get bits of this, and then we get the full fucking thing like around the fifth episode. So it might go that way. So just kind of prepare yourselves for that concept or that idea. And but ultimately we have something that we did want, which is a flashback to younger Anakin and younger Obi-Wan. We're getting that, and it ultimately serves the story in a huge way.
Yeah,
it doesn't
service.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, because otherwise what do you end up with? Oh, there was like steel beams, and then Obi-Wan luckily pulls out a cable and some exhaust comes out and blinds Darth Vader, and he falls down the hole, and then he wins and gets away. Like, you either have happenstance kind of victory, or you have actually like where he's thinking back, he's like, how do I beat the guy? And it actually plays in, and so that the flashback actually contributes to the story and to the outcome. And I'm happy about that.
And you're constantly learning. You're not relying on like a previous watch of some other thing, so much. I mean, there's always that element to a story like this, no matter which way you cut that, but it actually, you learn something about them you didn't have, visual confirmation of before.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's fun as it is to be like sitting with a family member watching the show and going, "Oh, you don't remember Revenge of the Sith? Well, let me tell you what you don't get, you fucking loser." It's a lot better when the series just
every day on
does
the
it.
show. I have to hear it about Rebels and Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
You
true.
don't know about Darth Maul. I know. I've been hearing about this stupid shit.
Well, what I was trying to like get out yesterday is that when that fake rumor was supposed to have taken place, when the heavy lifting on it was like they had just done the Maul story. That was ultimately like where mm-mm. like they eventually erase anything of course. Screen like prominent screen stuff that they're still building on is not likely though. And especially something that they just did like a year and a half before. Like fuck no. Like the same people who came up with that are still in power at Lucasfilm and Play, reading this stuff, getting it approved. But like I said, it's not
They
even
didn't
worth
write it
debating.
yesterday.
It's not even like worth like debating because the rumor is completely dog shit, and it was never ever true. And
That's right. That's right. Take that, Star Wars somebody out there.
Star Wars, whoever. Yeah. James Washington says, in the Phantom Menace behind the scenes, there was a storm when filming. When that guy says we lost Liam's beard was so funny. Yeah. But what the fuck was up with the reshoot beard for Obi-Wan and Attack of the Clones when they're going into the bar in the "You'll Be the Death of Me" scene? I have to think that Ewan grew the beard in reality and wasn't wearing a prosthetic beard. Then moved on to a new project during the reshoots phase and couldn't grow the beard because he didn't need it for this other thing. And then they had to put the fake beard on him, and it just looked like he was.
But what's with the digital beard?
It wasn't digital. It's
digital. It looks
no.
so
This is
weird.
we weren't there yet. We weren't. Thank God we weren't there yet, Rob. Because if you think that was bad, imagine what George Lucas.
I just thought they
shrunk
said that
kid.
once, but I'm probably misremembering that.
Yeah,
so that's why
I
didn't invent that. That's a digital beard, but
yeah,
but they
it's a
said
prosthetic
we
beard.
replaced it, and they might have just been that. So that is the worst prosthetic beard I've ever seen.
Too bad.
I mean, it's like literally Borat has better, or Sacha Baron Cohen has better disguises when he goes out now.
Yeah,
into the world. He does.
It's
true.
Yeah. So James says, in A New Hope, Vader says, when we last met, I was about to learn her. It doesn't sound like it after kicking Obi-Wan's butt in the first fight in Obi-Wan's series. Yeah. So that's the thing is like I think that line, it ends up kind of, like I said, I think it has new meaning because he schools him. He doesn't. It's the things that he wasn't learning, that he wasn't listening to his master on.
If Obi-Wan does this and goes, "You still have much to learn," right, and then walks off, then that's like,
yeah.
Go talk to your emperor now and learn some shit, motherfucker.
And I like that Obi-Wan is continually one-upping evil. Like, by the time that Vader does probably get to the point where he's like, oh, now I can do it. Now I got him. Now I thought about what he knows. I've gone to reconfigure. I know what you did. I'm going to do it too. And I'm going to win. He's like, I'm a ghost.
There's your kid. Yeah. Not telling you. Bye. Peace out, bitch. He does the Mario, that little animation where Mario jumps off Yoshi and then flips off double birds Yoshi as Yoshi falls into the pit.
Yeah. Your kids call me dad now.
Yeah. Your grandson's named after me.
The Vader's like, oh man, I'm gonna turn that guy. I'm gonna turn that kid.
Oh, that's great. So,
that would have been. See that there's something there. Unfortunately, can't do it because of canon. And Oral Knots could do it though. They're the ones who could piece all that together.
Did you get to watch an ice cream episode yet?
I tried. She didn't. Tonight I'm watching it with her.
Tonight,
I told her,
yeah.
if you don't, I'm watching it on my own. I can't go 2 days here. Like, this is like a 5-minute watch. It's not rocket science, but
Yeah.
you know what it's like having a significant other. You
Oh.
can't make fun of them to get what you want. Like,
Yeah. No.
unlike here.
Yeah. I've decided I'm just gonna start like the next time I'm in a relationship, I'm just gonna lie about not watching stuff. I'm just gonna do that. I thought back to like the last 20 years of my life of waiting, and boy, you know what? No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just either gonna say I'm not doing it.
Just can't keep up with the lies, Jason. Like,
Yeah. I'm just not
you've never
gonna
seen me
communicate.
try to return something to Walmart. Like, there's a whole
like-
story. Like,
I did not open this and taste it.
and my
not
father
like
with
it.
the thing, and and he had to, and then my wife's just like, just return it. You don't have to give a fucking long dissertation. I'm like, I feel bad. I can't do it.
One time
Yeah.
I was sent something really expensive from Lego, and I had already bought it. And then so I told my kids, like, yeah, I'll return one, and you guys could play with that one. The kids didn't listen, and they went and grabbed the wrong one and opened it. And when I tried to return the other one to a Target, it has a different barcode. They're like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, me either. What is going? Like, I figured it out halfway. It didn't work. I got stuck with 2.
They're like, we see this every day,
Yeah.
dumbass.
Also happened to me back in the day, ironically, with Attack of the Clones. I went and I bought something at Celebration 2, to get like if you bought like all 4 soundtracks, you got like a special cover, like a special one that was only at Celebration. I just wanted the special one, so I wanted to return. So I tried to return all of the other covered soundtrack discs to Target and Walmart, and they're like, they're not scanning. I don't know. It was the same situation. I had a complete flashback in 2002 and 2022. So, and now here we are reporting about
Lies. I'm not good with lies. I'm just. It's better for me to just. I totally stole that $1 billion. I can't lie. Oops. Yeah. Whatever.
Did you ever did you see that couple with that like chick who's like a bad rapper who stole like $1 billion in like Bitcoin and stuff?
Yeah.
God, she's
crazy.
fucking crazy look. But man, something about her, I find her insanely hot, and it's weird.
I
know
know.
she's crazy.
Did she get away with it, or
No, she
Jason,
got caught. I wish.
You can only
if
make
I had
so
been-
many videos explaining situations. All right, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
There's a limit. You get
All I'm
get a
saying is
count.
when she gets out, if you were with me, we would have got away with it. That's all I'm saying.
yeah?
And then you both become like oligarchs somewhere, right?
Yeah, Bitcoin oligarchs.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking Sith, how's it going? Everybody check out Talking Sith, by the way. I had a good chat with them the other day. Have you heard, it's a podcast. Have you heard anything that will inform the audience of how Obi-Wan comes up with this certain point of view spin? No, he's just lying. He's just fucking straight up
just
lying. Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lucas wrote some bullshit. Luke, who? Well, he broke the fourth wall. You know?
So we haven't figured out what retconning is yet. So we're just gonna say a certain point of view.
Turns
Yeah.
out the actor, is too important to the series to let go.
Yeah, the 2 signs that we'll know when it takes place are the robot hand, if he has a glove, or the robotic hand, and if he has the any kind of scarring, right? Because he has, but the scar on the face was from Ventress, was the backstory to that. I don't know if that is still canon. I don't know if we ever got any more about the scar again being brought up again, just to reiterate that it's canon.
Cartoon when he was at the temple fighting weird sloths.
That was the original. That was the original idea. Was that Ventress gave him that scar, and then, but I don't know if we ever. I don't think it ever came up in the Clone Wars cartoon. I don't know if she ever said, "I gave you that scar, you little bitch." I don't know if there was ever. I don't think there was a moment like that. There should have been, but I don't think there was. So I'm not sure if we will know exactly where it is. It takes place. Like I said, unless he has the robot hand, and there's a couple of details there that I definitely would love to learn. And maybe my legion of sources is watching this today and will take pity on us and our poor starving fandom who has not had a scoop ever
Why
so
did you not
long.
name the channel Legion of Sources?
We should,
Like that's
Well,
something that demands super chats and merch.
Legion of
Like,
Sources, pay me.
Join my Legion of Sources and feed
Oh.
me the Star Wars info. Like, come on.
Hello, Legion of people. Give
You were
me
with
super chat.
MakingStarWars.net. You know,
God.
Jesus, Legion of Sources, man. Like, shit.
Do not let Kathleen Kennedy crouch over you and shit in your mouth. Pay me. Pay me so Kathleen Kennedy cannot shit on your face.
Don't
Give me
grow a
money.
bleak eating beard. Like,
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll get over to Bestman Bolton's scoop du jour in 1 second. Who wants flashbacks that tie in? Yeah, right. I know, I do. Ewan, it in the one shot of Indira Varma in the trailer walking outside of location. Do you think that's Jabim? You know, I looked at that, and I never asked any further on it because I was kind of like being sort of pushed away from that information from various sources right now. I don't think anybody wants it necessarily out, but I dropped what I dropped was what I gave was that, oh, she's kind of not what you think. I threw that out there, but you do see some plants, and I've wondered if those are like the plants we see outside of the Lars homestead. I'm not sure though. I kind of doubt it, but fuck if I know.
So you think she's protecting Luke while he's in Darwin or whatever that other planet's called? She could be there protecting him or some shit, looking after him.
No, I don't think it's that. I think that she has. I think we have these two. Yeah, I think she's connected to that humanitarian effort.
Okay.
I think there's something going on there. But I don't know what it is. I could speculate that she's obviously some kind of double agent or not, or an agent of the good side. I could speculate that maybe she's helping arm them and get them supplies or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, she may. Yeah, she. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I could only speculate. But Lucas said somewhere the scar from Anakin slipping in the tub for all he cared. Yeah, it's true.
yeah,
It's
well,
true. There was.
Yeah, that's how I got my scars. You know, just almost broke my hip bone, my head bone, my will to write Star Wars bone, all the bones.
I'm gonna go.
Sucks.
It's fucking bullshit.
Hey Rob, where are you? Are you in the West Coast, East Coast? Where are you at?
I'm in Idaho.
Cool. Where's that?
No coast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not the Midwest. Sort of more toward the West. Right?
So
As Santa would say, Idaho.
8 hours from Seattle.
Seattle. Okay.
I'm 8 hours from Seattle. Yeah.
Okay.
So after the last 2 days of Mandalorian season 3 spoiler bombs, exclusive, Axe Woves returns in the Mandalorian season 3 by Bestman Bolton, and that is a fucking name, Axe Woves. I'm just gonna say,
You like it better than Djarin, Jason?
oh fuck yeah. Yeah, I heard a story. I don't know if it's true, but that Axe Woves was George Lucas's a name that George Lucas contributed for like Grogu, and that they didn't use it. There's something weird like that.
Seriously, or are we joking?
No, I'm joking. There was a story about something like that. I don't remember what it was though. Last week we were fortunate enough to get a glimpse of the 3rd season of The Mandalorian filming at Long Beach, California, away from the usual spot of Manhattan Beach Studios and the train yard location in El Segundo. We got to witness a few days worth of filming and some scenes play out. As expected, we saw some familiar faces and helmets, but one stood out to us, Axe Woves. The character of Woves was noticeably absent in Mandalorian Season 2's finale. but Bo-Katan Kryze actress Katie Sackhoff hinted at some bigger plans for Woves when appearing on the Sith Council podcast. He wasn't there, and there's a reason. It's just one of those things where I don't know if the story is something I'm supposed to tell, so he's just not there. Woves actor Simon Cassiananides took the
That's a Greek name.
took to Instagram following the season 2 finale and responded to fans as to why Woves wasn't in the finale, saying, "There will be answers. This is the way. I think I might know the answer, but more on that in coming days as I'm piecing together with some more of the scenes that were filmed. We managed to snap some shots of Woves from a distance, but our guy on the ground felt very confident in the actor being Cassanides?
Cassanides.
Cassanides. That sounds like Cassian's grandpa.
He could be. Yeah.
Isn't that the director, Nick Cassanides?
Cassanides.
It's a director, right?
I don't know. Cassanides. Now I can say it.
Attached to Daredevil once.
I'm a big boy now. Cassanides.
Now.
And a source told me he expected him to return for those scenes that were shot. Cassanides was seen working with Katie Sackhoff on set, and later was seen shooting scenes with Din. And look at him over there. Look at him.
These cool photos, yeah.
Yeah. Look at him. Look, I'm Cassanides. I'm currently sitting on more news for The Mandalorian Season 3.
Cassanides out there, bro.
As well as Kenobi and Andor information, so expect some updates very soon. If you want to keep up to date on the latest leaks, reputable rumors, and my exclusive reports, then join this mailing list and give them some cash on the coffee. Does he say coffee? Kofi? I don't know. Kofi Annan? I don't know.
Kofi.
Whatever.
It's Kofi.
Kofi. Kofefe.
This is not do that.
I can't help it.
Open up. You say it 3 times, you're opening up a whole fucking problem. You know.
But good work, Bespin. That's definitely good. Yeah, that lines up when I was talking about. I purposely in my article left a couple of things open because we were not 100% on, but I said and their allies. The article yesterday that links to that and their allies. So if you see the article I did yesterday, that was why, because I was letting Bespin fill that in and confirm what I could not confirm because he already worked on it, had it. So, but pretty cool. It's pretty cool Mandalorian information. But no, there was a. I'm curious if I wonder if is that out there. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if this is like a thing or if am I having some kind of grandpa flashback to the war of when George Lucas was running around, and but I thought Axe Woves was George Lucas. Yeah, okay, I'm not crazy. It was real. The Screen Rant has an article saying the Mandalorian Simon Cassanides says his character's name Axe Woves was created by Star Wars mastermind George Lucas upon visiting the set.
Yeah, because I'm a fucking genius.
Yeah.
That's right. First Mace, then Axe. I wanted to name Baby Yoda Nunchuck, but they can't not laugh at that one.
It's pretty good. George Lucas, I love you.
So stupid.
In the Phantom Menace, behind the scenes, there was a storm when filming. Oh, I already said that. Sorry. Don't hit me.
You've done that.
Don't hit me. Talking Sith is in Michigan. All coast, no ocean. But you do have those giant lakes. You know, I was out at Port Huron in the past.
All right, all right, dude. If you're here with a Port Huron 7, I was number 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has the Napoleon Dynamite style, just one hair tied to the side. You know, all the ponytail on the side of the head.
That's Star Wars canon now.
Star Wars canon now.
Star Wars Visions.
Star Wars Visions.
Ninth Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah. So the reason I thought it was probably good for us to have that Obi-Wan Kenobi Anakin sparring conversation today is because like I saw a couple of days ago, like Clone Wars was trending on Twitter, and everyone's just getting really into what thinking that they're getting the Clone Wars in live action all of a sudden, like that's what the show's going to be, and it's not, and it's kind of like, you know, setting reasonable expectations is kind of an important thing for us to continually do. But what I do think is pretty rad about it is when it does come out, and I think everyone gives a very positive response probably to that sequence, but also in that becomes this, where was this? Where was the Clone Wars? That's what I think Ahsoka's setting up. I think Ahsoka is where you are able to really lean into that. Ahsoka's a product of the Clone Wars intellectual property. You know what I mean?
You get your stupid samurai armor, okay?
Yeah.
You'll get your Clone Wars armor. You'll get your onesie. Like they're all in bathtubs, like samurai style, like hot baths, right? You just got like the Jedi underwear. Right. Turns out Obi-Wan actually has a beard on his chest too. Right? He's got little beard chest. Anakin's got a Padawan braid on his nip, just hanging off. Right.
Because I mean, what are the options for Ahsoka? Ghost. And past that,
Ezra.
I mean, no, but for Anakin, I'm saying.
Oh, Anakin. Oh.
For Anakin Skywalker, yeah. Is you have the ghost of Anakin appearing to Ahsoka and being like, yeah, so I killed all those kids, huh? Remember the kids you grew up with? I killed them. I killed them all.
Who played him initially in Jedi? What was that actor? Fester?
Sebastian.
Sebastian Shaw. Is it Sebastian Shaw? Was that right?
Sebastian Shaw, not Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Shaw appears. She's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
It's me, Anakin.
So you probably don't recognize me without my eyebrows.
And she's like, oh, like, why'd you? Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, and once again though, I'm gonna add this on to another positive for Return of the Jedi special edition, with adding Hayden as the ghost.
Yeah, it's true.
I have a scar on my eyebrow. Which one is it? This one right here? Right here or here? I got one. I can't remember which. I think it's here. Because I was playing wrestling in the pool in 1995, and I was the Undertaker, and my buddy was Razor Ramon, and he razor's edged me into the side of the pool, the late Scott Hall, God rest his soul. And so that's exactly what happened to Anakin and Obi-Wan. They were in the pool wrestling. Right?
I mean, that's kind of what this flashback scene is in a way. I mean, they are kind of wrestling. They are kind of backyard wrestling for Jedi. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like they're like trash talking each other, and you know, and
Anakin always wants to be Mick Foley though, because you know it's got flannel and love for pain.
Do we have any idea how long the sequence would be? Is it like a quick minute? Is it like a 2 minute? Is it like 30 seconds? Is it like 5 minutes? You reckon 5 minutes?
Well, I bet you if you watch a YouTuber covering this tonight, they'll say it's like an hour and a half, an hour 40.
Flashback sequences never last more than 5 minutes. Otherwise, it's not a flashback. It's a whole episode.
Yeah,
I mean, Boba Fett.
Well, Boba Fett,
that's where Boba Fett proves me wrong. We don't want that. Like, get in, get out. Like, because you get confused over what's the main storyline when you start doing that. Unless you're doing like a Lost thing where you have two competing storylines. Mm-hmm. This is like Boba Fett was doing two competing storylines, but it was doing it, and it's because they show him sleeping that it makes it all weird. You know, like I said, if it was just two. You don't see in Lost them sleeping in the future and then you go to the past. You just have the past and the present occurring at the same time, right? And because of where they're at, you know, the distance, the one's on the island, one's on, you know, the mainland, you know that time has passed, right? So I imagine for a flashback, it can't go more than 5 minutes. Like that's a long time screen wise. Like
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see them. We're gonna see them like I said, shit talking each other as swashbucklers, and
it was
s-
7 minute 50.
lightsabers are out. Yeah, I would probably guess
Under 10.
2 minutes would be my
Ooh.
would be my
Star
my
Wars,
my
you know, Price is Right time.
yeah.
I got the
So-
5. Jason's taking the 2. You can't go over, Chris. What's it going to be?
Sorry,
You can't go over the time limit. What's your guess? He's got 2. I got 5.
for the flashback,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 2 minutes 53 seconds.
Oh. It's very
2 minutes
specific.
53.
Who
2 minutes
who
53.
scooped you? Who'd you scoop?
Yeah, that's very specific.
It's too
what
fucking
do you-
specific. It'll be released on June 1st.
Nah, look, I got my March 9th, March 10th. I'm done with that. No more predictions from me. No more predictions. I got it right, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
It's admirable.
Yeah.
It's admirable.
Oh yeah. No, I am a little bit hesitant about what it could be. I mean, like, remember in episode 9, they used to open up on the flashback to Luke and Leia fighting on Endor or whatever it ended up being, and it was a lot bigger in scope for like what was planned and how it sounded. And by the time we got to the final edit, it wasn't the opening of the film anymore. Yeah, I don't think it looked as good as it could have, as it would have today. Even I mean, it's a few years later, so I guess there is that. But it doesn't look as good, and it was much more brief than it was intended to be. So by the time I don't, having not seen it and like what the edit is and stuff, it's kind of hard to say where this is going on that front. So yeah.
With this shows, with the TV shows, do they do any, like, other than internally, do they do any pre-screens or feedback, or do they get some people who are...
Moon Knight, which is coming out in 2 weeks' time, they've sent the first 4 episodes to influencers, so they're just getting that reaction out now. So I guess they do, Rob, to answer your question. So,
But
Star Wars
with
doesn't, though, right?
Star Wars classically doesn't.
no.
One time when I had somebody at Disney who was trying to not treat me like an infant while Lucasfilm was trying to treat me like an infant, and that person at Lucasfilm gave me some Rebels screeners to watch, where I was able to like sign into like a computer thing and like watch it. I had like my name on it and everything, and that was pretty rare.
Yeah.
Though, and then classically when it comes to films, watch when the next film comes. There's going to be this. Oh, last night in some fucking weird ass place you never heard of, there was a screening of Rogue Squadron and it sucks. Like that will be a thing, and they have never pre-screened a Star Wars movie for anybody outside of like the internal people like at Lucasfilm. You know what I mean? And that kind of thing.
Though.
Cast
They
and
really
crew.
after, and I'm not picking on Rise of Skywalker, but they should.
Yeah. Well, the problem with Rise of Skywalker wasn't necessarily that. It was that they wanted it by December. That's the thing. They wanted it by December of that date, and so they fucked themselves. Like Disney fucked Lucasfilm.
Even Solo could have used some screening tips with some editing and possibly some reshoots. Like I don't believe in they've got to keep it secret, so no, I don't care.
Oh, sure.
Like, to make a good movie, you know what I mean? Like screening the Batman. People are like, it's 3 hours long. I'm like, that fucking first edit was 4. If they can screen a Batman movie ahead of time, you can screen a Star Wars movie. Like that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
But there's elements of it that I worry about. Even like the politics of such a screening. I mean, if Lucasfilm was to do it and they were only to ask their Twitter sycophants to show up to that screening, for instance, like they'd have to really, really sample it in a very healthy way, because they could get in the echo chamber, they could screen it in the wrong place, and they could be like, this is all woke garbage because I saw somebody that didn't look like me on the screen for a minute.
They're pretty good at filtering that shit out, bro. Like that.
Yeah,
that,
I hope
I've
so.
been to a few of those screenings. I talked to the companies that do some of this stuff. I mean, I was at the screening for Batman and Robin 3 months before it came out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I was the kid who was like, "You're all fucked." Like, and I could tell, I could show you, because there were people cheering. When the credits were like, it was the temp credits, so it was actually the Batman Forever credits and stuff. People were cheering, and within 15 minutes, people were walking out. I've never seen people walk out of a screening before, bro. Like,
yeah,
not before or since. And they know the difference between, if we show a kiss between, two men in the South versus LA, they know the difference between that and what Life as a House would get you in different markets. But when a film, how do I say this? Like, I just wonder with the TV side, because Boba Fett really could have benefited from some test screenings.
Yeah.
Like,
but knowing, excuse me, knowing them right now, and knowing what circles they pander to and how those circles pander to them, I just, if they were to ever test the TV shows on people, they would need to not do it with their echo chamber. And the problem that Lucasfilm has is a lot of the echo chamber that exists in the actual mainstream media are ex-Lucasfilm employees who one day wish to return to the company, want to keep the door open, or left thinking that they could go to this other place and then take the connections to Lucasfilm with them to that media outlet. So you end up with,
it's never gonna happen, Rick.
I'll be honest with everybody right now. It's a giant self suck.
Joe Rogan can do that.
It's a Joe Rogan self suck.
How he hasn't actually made that stupid trinket yet, I'll never know. Seems like someone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not somebody, who's gonna go around and like, oh, Kevin Smith is a shield. Don't let It's like, if you show it to Kevin Smith, he's probably gonna like it because he just likes that shit. Like, it's probably like what's gonna happen. Like those kind of like, give it to Kevin Smith. I want to. If the day Kevin Smith isn't happy about something, that's what I'm actually gonna work.
Doesn't want it.
You
mean in terms of reviewing it? I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, he'll watch, but see, Kevin will like. What you need Kevin and Mark Bernardin, and then they can listen to both, and because Mark will be super critical and Kevin will be like, "It's great." He's really big on editing right now.
Yeah,
like since he's been really big on trimming down his films. He's like, I got Clerks 3 down to 90 minutes. Why is this Batman movie 3 hours? 4 years ago, he was like, "Give me all the Batman. I'll take 6 hours of it." Like it's funny.
Well, see, what's funny is that like the word shill is thrown around like it's fucking going out of style, like by certain people, but they don't actually understand what the shill game is. Like you'll hear them say things like oh, so and so was bought off by the MCU or by whatever, but that's not actually how it works. That is incorrect. How it works is they invite you down to Disney. They have the screening. It's fucking catered by P.F. Chang's. They're making some and it's not like the P.F. Chang's restaurant when they do that. It's fucking some next level P.F. Chang's. Yeah.
I've experienced some of this working for the game magazine. Mm-hmm. Like when they took us to Disney, they took us to Disneyland for the launch of Epic Mickey. And we got to go in this back room. They actually showed us the ending of the game, which is really weird. Some of the cats walked out. They're like, you don't have to sit for this, but here's the ending, so you know where it's going. And I'm like, oh, it goes nowhere. Brilliant.
Yeah.
But they had wonderful food, right? Like the Club 33 food was catered, like Disney sushi, like Mickey Mouse looking sushi and chocolate dipped, chocolates. Then they took us to Walt's apartment Then we got to go all around Disneyland with Warren Spector.
What was
the
it? Was it
director.
at the apartment like above the firehouse like that?
Yeah, we went in there.
Oh,
I
that's
went into
cool.
his bathroom. I looked at his toilet. I went to the shower right where his dick would be because I know his height. And I was like, his
Yeah.
dick had to be around here. Like,
Yeah.
they did not like me doing that. And then I did that for real. And then he has all the Victorian furniture up in there with like electrical cords like this thick and shit. But it was
Yeah.
super fucking cool, right? Like, and then they took us to
Did you like go like, hey, the Nazis? What about those guys? They might not be so bad, right?
I don't make Nazi jokes. So my family killed the Nazis. It's not funny for me.
Walt didn't have that many big problems with them.
I did
Yeah,
bring up
big
DuckTales.
problems.
I did bring up DuckTales. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then they took us, because this was right when Tron came out. So they took us to California Adventure where they had the Flynn arcade and we had that to ourselves.
Right.
And then we saw World of Color with the Tron thing when it first came out. But what I'm trying to get at, they took us to dinner. It was a whole thing. Got Disneyland Hotel for 2 nights.
Cool.
What I'm trying to say is I could see doing that, how you would be like, hey, this has actually got a lot of good elements to the game. What was weird was the people who came away from that really shit on the game even more. I think to prove that they're not shills in some way, maybe. No one knew that happened, but I wonder, because when I played the game, I'm like, it's actually pretty good. Doesn't look a fucking thing like the concept art. The concept art had the steampunk thing. I'm like, I don't understand how you end up with this steampunk juxtaposed like concept art, and you end up with this, corporate made side scrolling platformer. It is weird, but Dave gave him insane coverage because of it. So I know what a shill is, right? Like I've seen how this works.
Well, the funny part about it is like on the Star Wars like fandom side is that you have these people who think that they can just kiss ass and something magical will happen. That's like,
right.
That's and
I would not be there if I was every day going, I love Disney. Oh, hoping that they'll want to invite me to the Disney game. That's not how that works at all.
It's not. But if they already have you doing whatever they want, they have no reason to give you anything at all. You're doing exactly what they're hoping for. There's absolutely no motivation to do anything for you at that point. But what ends up happening is when they do something where like there's like fans involved or whatever, but what they or even like semi industry, some people who aren't like totally professional but have like one foot in it, what they do is they give you like the best day. And in that best day, when you are in a very good mood and you've had lots of good food and you're not tired because they have a really nice designer coffee and little cookies and sugar and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You are just you are kind of like almost corrupted in the purity of your review by the very nature of playing the game at all from that side of things. But on the opposite side of it is that you have the more corporate side of people who work for like big gaming like outlets and stuff like that who do it all. And so one day they're eating good dinner from WB, then they're getting it from Disney, then they're going over, you know what I mean, to this movie premiere that's catered. And so every day they are just being pampered and taken care of every single night. And they want that gravy train to continue. And so that is also a way that sort of, I'd say it lightly, but corruption happens in the purity of reviews and the analysis of.
You want to see how they do it here on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is when YouTube personalities just tell their audience what they want to hear, so they keep getting super chats.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah. I should try that.
Yeah.
I should try that.
Tell them Clone Wars armor. It's all kind of Kurt's back.
Okay, how about this?
From the dead. What?
Talking Sith. Talking Sith. Nice tits, man.
I feel like if we made a Star Wars themed album, Samurai Bathtub Scar should be the name of it. Remember that one you said references Star Wars but indirectly?
Yeah.
Right? Like we can't do any direct. The album should be Samurai Bathtub Scar.
Well, I play the drums, so Jason's on guitar, so
let's fucking do it. Rob could be on tambourine, drawing with the other hand, drawing on the tambourine while he plays it.
Triangle. Cowbell. I'm the cowbell guy.
Dude, that Baymax, that would be the best heir to the Empire of all time. Best heir to the Empire of all time. Talking Sith says, man, that'd be something if Obi gives Anakin the scar, then splits the helmet open in the last duel. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. So sorry. 4 minutes. That's what she said. Luke Winchester says, "Hey guys, just joined the stream, but starting from the beginning of the show. Well, by the time you get here, you're going to regret it. I'll tell you that much." The Talking Sith says, "Do we ever find out what career performance Bess Smith saw for episode 9? What career performance Bess Smith saw?"
Yeah, I think when he said because he's friends with JJ, I remember he was doing something. It's like, I saw it. I just want to say career performance best. And I don't think he's ever elaborated what that was, or if he was just being. Kevin gets very excited, especially when Star Wars, like when he was in the Millennium Falcon and stuff. He gets very excited. It's when the movie finally comes out. He's like, "Yeah, I won my thing."
As he actually said
definitely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He didn't like Rise of Skywalker at all.
Yeah.
At all. So like, yeah, he's not even, and he's like, look, I think he thought Ben Affleck's his favorite Batman. That he hates that movie. He's like, I love that movie. I don't like the movie. I like him as Batman. The movie, I don't get it. I don't like it. So
I think that's fair. I think that's how I feel too.
Yeah. And so I think he might have been hyperbolic when he was saying that, but he may have seen. He didn't even talk about just. Like something he saw at Hamill or Ford or fucking, for all I know, he saw Admiral Akbar and he was like, career performance best from Akbar. Like, and it was cut. Like he's weird sometimes like that, That was the finest. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Thank you, Akbar family. Thank you for your service. Yeah. I don't know if it's real. I saw this thing from Tom Morello. And, the guitar player from Rage Against the Machine. And he said he went to the bar at Galaxy's Edge and that the bartender said, "We don't get resistance generals in here often. Thank you for your service." And he said it was the best day of his life. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if it's real, though. I don't.
Galaxy's Edge open now or what? What's happening with that?
What's that?
Galaxy's Edge, is it open again or?
Yeah, it's open. It's just... It's just that like Galaxy's Edge, the thing about it that is unfortunate was it was supposed to have an ongoing story to it. We were supposed to have media that was every year we would have books and stuff related to Galaxy's Edge to the story, and it was going to enrich the place and it was going to change it over time. And whenever they wanted to make part changes, they would incorporate that into the story. And then there was supposed to be more live action events. There's this little top part, the part where Hondo comes out and when they opened it up and looks down on people. That was supposed to be a daily thing. It was going to have the rocks were going to break away and be shot and stuff. They were going to have all of these live action elements, and Chapek cut it all.
Yeah. Fuck Paycheck.
Yeah, Paycheck.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Hate that guy.
But
he looks like the shitty version of Agent Schrader from Breaking Bad. Right?
He looks like the Great Inquisitor. Looks like the Great Inquisitor.
He's got a big ball sack head. He's a fucking asshole.
I should know. I got one.
He needs to fuck off already, mate.
But yeah.
In case you're wondering if I'm a shill for Disney, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't like him. I got friends that work at those parks. I've had to deal with that bullshit, and a lot of a lot of those people sleeping in their fucking cars because he wants to fucking make an extra $100 million in profit, they don't need. He likes to rack that numbers up. That's probably how he got the gig, was he was able to show, I continually bring a profit. Well, when your fucking employees are living in their cars, you didn't make a profit. You stole.
Jason's froze.
I like that he's frozen in that position.
He looks so sad.
That's
sad, Jason.
If I made the nunchuck joke again, you think he'd laugh? Think he's really frozen. he's trying to get us.
Like that. He looks traumatized.
Greasy strangler. Greasy strangler.
Chase, wake up.
He could be. I think he'd psych us out like that, though. What do you think, folks? You think that's a real pause or that? Oh, that's a real pause. Can't tell though, right? Can never tell. Jason's got good. That's his poker face.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just me and you now. Do we cuddle or kiss or what do we do?
Hey man, whatever gets the clicks and the money, I'm all for. Hey, there you go.
Disney tried to silence us, but they won't. JPEG, you will never silence me.
Invasion
with your call. down in El Segundo, but I will survive. Sorry.
I hope this
So-
Galactic Star Cruiser shit fails because of him. You know,
Oh, I
sorry
will.
for all those actors on board doing their job, but
Yeah.
fuck that shit. This has got paycheck written all over it.
For sure, it's gonna fail.
He froze again.
Yep.
Look at that. You know what it's like? It's like in the opening to a TV show when it pauses and then your name credits comes up, right? Dun, 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 and it freeze frame. Dun, 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 dun. Man, Paycheck's shutting down the show today. Hey, Paycheck, you may want to shut us down when Jason's giving away all the fucking info for the series, not just bitching about you. Yeah, it's great.
Well, yeah.
He's probably just left the cable in too long. See, this is what happens when you play Fortnite on your laptop. They're not made for video games, these laptops.
Nope.
Unlike Melon, we can still talk though. Like it's,
Yeah, that's good.
this service lets us.
Positive. Yeah, that's a positive.
Yeah.
So, any super chats? Any questions we can go
I
for?
have no inside info to Star Wars. Let me tell you what you're not going to get in Kenobi. You're not going to get Hut Dicks. Now, I voted for Hut Dicks, but
Yeah.
they're not giving you that. You know?
Yeah, aren't they like long and fat, or just like thin and?
They're pink. Like,
Pink.
you know,
Oh, really?
surprisingly. Yeah, you don't expect that, but
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
was not expecting a pink penis, to be honest with you, but now I want to see
Yeah.
one. Now I want to see one.
What else you not gonna get? You're not gonna get. You're not gonna get Star Wars. You're not gonna get Star Wars music. That's the theme.
No Star Wars music, you reckon?
Well, I'm saying like the Star Wars theme, right? Like you're not gonna get.
the OG thing. Yeah.
Yeah. When do you think we're gonna hear that? We're not hearing that again until a movie, right?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we're not hearing that until like 2025 or some shit like that. But
Jedi Fallen Order 2. That'll be the next time we
You
hear
reckon?
because would they play that right at the beginning of the game? Don't they? Did they play the Star Wars? No.
I don't think so. No, but that game's coming out end of this year apparently. So I don't think we're getting it then.
So I'm actually on my phone's Wi-Fi right now, which is pretty weird. It's even working at all. My internet's gone down in my neighborhood,
Oh,
so
Damn.
so I guess we're gonna call it a show. But we got to all of the news of the
Invasion.
day, so
Can only
Yeah.
mean one thing.
somebody cut the
Invasion.
line. Somebody cut the line. So give me all your money. That way, Kathleen Kennedy cannot continue her assault on the show. Also, I hear she's fired. Yeah, I fired her. She's fired. Fucking fired. Bye. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thanks for hanging out with us, Chris. I'll text you, Chris. Thanks, Rob, and to everybody in chat, and to all of our members for supporting the show. And we will be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Like the show, like the video, share the article with your spoiler friends. And
Yeah.
thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks, Nunchuck.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.